How we doing? Happy days. It is time for some FACEIT League. We've got some NA Master for you tonight. We're getting into day 2 of week 4. This is the final week before our mid-season break. We're going to take a little break for the New Year's, come back, finish up the second half of the season, and go into playoffs from there. But you know what? We still have some games left here. We've got a very busy schedule, actually, till from between now and the end of the week. It should be a banger here tonight. Two teams we have not seen on stream yet. We've got Shikigami taking on your Takeover here tonight. Shikigami, a legacy squad here in FACEIT League, taking on a brand new team here this season. Shikigami's coming in 3-2. EU Takeover's coming in 2-2. Should be a banger. Let's take a look. We'll start with standings. Let's get into it. Excuse me, Shikigami's 3-1. I said they were 2-2 in the intro. I lied. They are 3-1 here at the start of this season. 2-2 for your EU Takeover. Both teams with 4 games played, so hey, at least it's kind of nice in that regard. Shikigami is the team that played as Midori last season, and this is the when I was talking about them being in FACEIT League, as a legacy squad, have been around since season 1, have played every single season of FACEIT League over the past 2 years. And it was mostly under the Midori name. Just this season, went under the full parent name of Shikigami, which is traditionally was the starting squad, and Midori was more of a training squad. But man, that flipped around over the past 2 years. With this core being one of those big reasons, this team hasn't changed much since really 2025 is when this team kind of came together. That would have been season 4 was the first season of 2025. It always looked like this. Like Cabe was added a little bit later. They have recently added Seaful and Hutch are the newest additions to this roster. The 5 starters you see up top have been around, I believe, for a couple of seasons. This team is kind of a mix of competitors as far as experience levels. I feel like players like Cabe I've seen around since 2020. I learned that I cast Cabe's very first Contenders Trials match, and I'm pretty sure it was one of my very first Contenders Trials casts. Players like Zach, I feel like are a bit newer. So it's an interesting mix here on the Shikigami roster. And I mean, they've done extremely well throughout this 2025 season. You can see consistently making playoffs here in Master Division. I mean, just shy of making promotion relegation matches in both Season 5 and Season 6, coming out with 4th place finishes in both of those seasons, which is to make it top 4 in NA Master. I mean, that's the kind of team we're talking about here. And I would expect something similar this season from them as well. I expect them to be a top 4 team. Shikigami coming in with wins over Casa, Hivemind, and Helios. The latter of the two, not so impressive. The win over Casa, I mean, honestly, Casa's 1-5 now. It's like, I don't even know what to make of Casa Esports. They beat EDM, but that's their only win. And then Shikigami's loss was to Boot Troop in a Map 5 banger. So I've had a tough place, which I don't know if I still think that means Boot Troop is a stronger team than Shikigami. I think that's, one of those things where Boot Troop got better in that day. I still expect Shikigami to be a top 4 squad. EU Takeover, I have no idea what to do with this team. This is a brand new squad, and I mean, as the name kind of implies, none of them are from the West. Well, at least from, west of the Atlantic. Led by Captain Iceland. This is a fun squad. I've cast all these players before, but I don't think I've ever cast them together. Like, I don't know if I'm not sure where the glue was with this team, to be perfectly honest. Was it literally just, hey, we are the EU players that play in NA, so let's just all make a squad together? Was that the only connection, or was there more to it than that? I genuinely don't know. I need to find these things out. We need to get an interview with these squad, right? I gotta figure out how this team came together. All right, we're gonna get a cast ban out of Shaky to start things off. EU Takeover are coming in 2-2. It was a opening win to In Control, loss to Artemis and Nightmare at CAD, and then a win over Extinction. This is such a big dub. This 3-2 dub, again, I don't know if it means that EU Takeover are a stronger team than Extinction at the end of the day, but this is a big dub. Looks very hodgepodge and piecemeal, and I don't know what to do with this team. Wait a minute, you literally just beat the defending champions from Season 6. So, and granted, Extinction have had a little bit of a struggle bus start, but a win over Extinction is it turned my head. I'll tell you what. Absolutely, I've been looking forward to this one. Looking forward to this one. Our first time getting Shikigami on this season. First time getting EU Takeover on at all. Ooh, we see Elemental guy coming in and playing instead of Nodi. In the flex DPS role. I wonder if that's probably just a hero pool thing. I don't know. I feel like I rate Nodi pretty high. All right, we're getting into Nepal. It was a Sigma ban here out of EU Takeover. Let's get into it. Let's get that Sigma ban plugged in. We're heading to Nepal. We're going to Village here to kick things off. Show me some Overwatch. Captain Iceland and the EU Takeover. I'm going to call them the EU Takeover. I don't know why. I feel like that name just needs to have a "the" in front of it, right? It's not Beatles. It's the Beatles, right? It's not EU Takeover. It is the EU Takeover. Anyway. All right. That's a house. That's Chocolate Bastion. And opening pick going their direction. Everybody just collapsed, right? That was an all-in opening fight. Super aggressive, just blitzkrieg move out of the Takeover. Actually, that may have been a blitzkrieg move out of Midori, Shikigami. I'm so used to seeing these players as their sister squad. That may have been actually from the positioning. Look at a blitzkrieg move. No. It was absolutely out of the EU Takeover. I flipped the camera around when we first came in. So I like having the blue side with the up top and the, from the blue spawn and everything. But Overwatch likes starting your camera in the opposite direction for some ill reason. Anyway. Choco once again trying to run through Hero. This time will not succeed. Elemental guys oh my goodness. This is a blender. I think I saw something about this thing for sale. There's an ad once. It slices, it dices, it captures points in 3.5 seconds. What a nasty spot to have a pair of Vendettas. Which second day of having Vendetta available here in FACEIT League, by the way. So fit checks are going to be abound. I want to see some different colored swords, all right? What you got? What you got? Okay, high ground hold with Bastion. Looks like a 2-3 split out of Shikigami. Cave is playing a Sojourn here to try to counter the Bastion Vendetta composition. It's interesting to have Chacos with such an atypical pick, and I guess what is your hit scan roll? More of a double flex DPS look, from being honest. Right, just how aggressive they're playing, right? The Bastion's kind of an engaged tool. As I say that, Cave's Overclock is a beautiful engage tool. And that'll be Captain Iceland falling to a nice triplet of shots, or triplet of shots, if you would. See how I brought it back around? See how, that's what I did. That's what I did. As we go to a triplet kill. 1 lolly, 2 lolly. Let's go. Runaway Brick, thank you so much for the follow. That seems like such an apropos joiner for this stream. Like, that's Runaway Brick is very descriptive for this stream. All right, we're looking at a sound barrier relative ship here. We got the Sundering Bladed. Wow! Elemental comes flying off the roof with that. That was kind of cool. Kitsune out in response, but Zach already down. 4v5. Cave's the only DPS here, and a grab has got Hero. Nope, no you're not. There's no Tundesty. I don't even know what a Tundesty is, but you're not going for it. It's going to be a 100-33 here for EUT. I had to stream minimize for a second, and for dyke reasons. Oh my goodness, Maddie. Wow. No, I would have called it Suravasa. If we were on Rujung City, I would have absolutely called it Suravasa. You know this. Autocorrect, you are banned. Autocorrect, go to jail. Seaful. You are also, what, come on. Come on, support your shrooms. Come on here. What are you doing? All right, you might all grow up in the dark, but you grow up in the dark together, okay? You gotta support each other. Hero backed into a corner. Choco catches Seaboard on the flank. And the wheels down. Blitzkrieg works once again. First fight here for the takeover. See, I mean, the EU takeover just works so well for this team. It really does. Look at how we're engaging here. I'm also curious and Zach gets caught out, ends up on the low ground. I was curious to finish that sentence with how you engage here and using Cave in the fight versus the way we're seeing Choco, you know, up close and personal, almost like you would a Reaper. But Zach ends up caught out. I think it was a boot from Chef, or maybe it dropped down. It was hard to tell. I was looking at setup and did not see the knockdown. But yeah, either way, that's a lost fight. Not sure if it was voluntary or not. We're looking at a 3-2 split this time around. Elemental Guy goes up to the high ground, recognizing the split, wants to go find Cave. Cave wants to sit entrenched up here. Now, we were questioning, you know, the use of both of the hit scan roles in this composition. Zach finds Choco. Even though Cave finally able to get in the position they want, now playing off that outside corner. They're not able to get the kills they need. Ginger comes up with 2. Elemental Guy will chase Cave out. We're at 70% counting here for the takeover.
At last, my
You say 1 lolly, 2 lolly instead of triple lit? Yeah, triple lit, triple lit, triple lit. I've heard both. I've played both. It was more disappointed in the autocorrect than Maddie, alright? To be fair. Cave tries to match. Does not find the same efficacy with the Bastion. To be fair, there was a Kitsune rush here for the takeover in this 99% fight. More than enough tools there to close it out. Vendetta makes an explosive appearance here in map 1 for the EU takeover 1-0. We shall see. We shall see if Retribution does, in fact, rear its head. Shikigami will get map pick once again. Seaflow, you really do like go on the extremes. It's like there's no in between. Either you win and I love you, or I hate you. Go away. There's no in the middle. There's no in the middle. Well, you know what? Fair. Fair. It's gonna be a King's Picks here out of Shiki. We're gonna get a carry ban here from Shikigami. Look at some stats there from map 1. I respect it. I respect it. You know, always putting your money where your mouth is. And you know what? I can also fully believe the faith in this Shikigami squad. And I certainly didn't know what to expect out of EU Takeover. EU Takeover seems so unpredictable. But you know what? We saw with that win over Extinction, maybe they really are the real deal. Maybe they got some hands here. I mean, it's a big opening map. Now, we'll say their Bastion Vendetta style worked particularly well on Nepal, and the draws we got, you know, getting Village and Shrine both played particularly well into that composition. Do they have as good a read on the rest of the playing field? All right, we said it was a carry ban here from Shiki. We are going to get a Hanzo ban. Carrot. Hanzo. Let's go. Map 2. We are staying with the same Bastion Vendetta here for this defense. It is a Lucio Bap, though, as opposed to, well, with the Curie banned out, as opposed to the Lucio Curie we saw in the first map. I must go to Hero's Paw, to the Attacker's Paw, rather. Alright, original first wheels down. We're gonna get the lamp use immediately. It's a very quick, explosive exchange. And Ginger gets aggressive alongside the Elemental Guy. They're able to sweep around the wheels down Bastion. And that is a very fast opening fight for the defense. Yes, Phoenix? Please be brutally honest. We appreciate that around here. I will never lie to you. I'm leaning EU. I mean, they're looking pretty nasty here tonight, aren't they? They're looking pretty nasty. They've got this very aggressive front to back thing down. Zach's not going to make the rotation into house with the rest of the team. So now Shikigami are left with that tough decision. Do they try to go back towards main, main choke? Regroup with their player? Zach can get over, hopefully. Okay, so Elemental Guy's been forced back. Oh, and Cave is down. Just as Zach returns into the fight, your other DPS falls. Zach's gonna head up to the high ground where Elemental Guy has already moved in for a little tiny Overwatch. Hero and the rest of Shiki move back into the house. I'm gonna rotate all the way around. Being scouted by the ultimate, by the way. So Chaco and the rest of EU Takeover know exactly what's going on here. They use this time to go hunt down Cave. That was Elemental Guy with the Sundering Blade. It's finished for you, Maddie. Grab ambush here. Everybody's caught it. It's enormous. A gargantuan play. Ow. Oh my. Yeah, you'll see that one on FACEIT League highlights. That was disgusting. And I think just pretty much encapsulates this defense so far. It's been decisive and aggressive. Cave wills down. Gets the hit matrix, but it's not till the very end of the artillery 4. Not getting a whole lot of value out of it. Hero does get some space, and they've got the defense split kind of in a 4-1. It's a trade, 1-for-1. Chef is down. Cave getting sliced on while throwing the artillery in the air. Will not survive the encounter, but does get 2 with the ultimate. So these trades are going to favor the closer spawn as Shiki, but you've got to keep your VAP alive through this, or at least come trade that out. They will punish Elemental Guy, forcing them to stick around in a bad spot. This is still on a sword's edge, if you would. A Palatine Fang's edge. And we do see those close spawns come into play. This will get them 1 tick, but here comes the recontest. No ultimates for this defense. Zach is thrown into Sundering and will catch Sinsu. Wants to find Lucio as well. The turn onto Chef with the overhead will confirm the kill. And Midori get it. Shikigami get it in the final possible second. I'm inclined to turn the kill feed off. I feel like it does more harm than good right now. I'm inclined to turn the kill feed off. Let's just learn to look at it, other things. Use the grayed out names up top. Like, let's just learn to not need it. Turning the corner with the Matrix, who wants to see a very decisive and aggressive use of the ultimates out of the defensive takeover. Choco throws an artillery strike into the bookstore, and it is just a slaughterhouse. I think that is one of those very dark bookstores. You know, you have to be over 18 to even walk in, because that was a lot of death. That's all I was reading about in there. Very, very dark subject matter. All right, Matrix available for Seymour, and there's the engage out of Zach. The Matrix comes into play, but Ginger throws in another enormous grab. This one right behind the Matrix, and once again manages to catch pretty much the entirety of Shikigami in there. Now it ends up with a 3v3, I believe is what we're seeing here. Hero with 1 health is trying to get out, will not make it back. Defense hasn't quite stabilized, but with a kill on the Hero, it's kind of a net neutral. Shikigami are able to get up to the bookstore, but they're certainly not going to get a whole lot more than that. Huge, huge was the overhead. That move, soaring edge or something like that, soaring strike. It was a huge soaring strike. Oh my goodness, speaking of huge, an enormous grab artillery combo. I mean, that was just like some Lego games. Yep. Yep, just hold them in place. Do we have time for a recontest? Zach with the Sundering Strike. Whoa! Cuts through the Immortality Field to kill the Baptiste. And a very swift Gong of Death to cap point B. And once again, an overtime cap here for Shikigami. Sin shoot throwing everything in the kitchen sink out here from their Nerf blaster. The little guy goes diving into and out of that hole. I think Ginger is up there. Yeah. A bit of a messy situation. Both teams kind of back away to their respective corner. Oh, as I say that, Zach playing spy, goes spin it in. They will pick up a couple in there. Finds Elemental God on the outside of the fight. Comes chasing down Choco. Oh, this hero is fun. A little ridiculous, but also a lot of fun. I don't know if I love her or hate her. This is wild. This is weird. We've managed to kill hit scans, I think. This is the way this is looking. So that's not great. But, damn it, she is fun. She is fun. Hero with a significant lead on the grab. Both Graviton Surgers have been fight winning. Cave gets the bubble, gets the artillery strike down, finds Choco with that big play. Edible guys trying to, will not get the point blank sundering. Meanwhile, Hero on point. 15 player kill streak. Grab will be used as an emergency celebratory. Not needed. Cave gets the Bastion rhythm down here as we get through the attack, right? It looked like it was, took a bit to warm up. Cave's Bastion kind of sputtering out of first gear a little bit, you know? Maybe I hadn't driven with a clutch in a while or something, kind of stalled it out there early. But once they got it rolling, okay. You know, you can see Cave kind of getting that Bastion back down. It's not the first time I've seen Cave play Bastion in an official, I can tell you that. You know, it's not an unfamiliar hero for this very experienced player.
Ready for battle.
We're settling into this. We're settling into this composition, that is. This is looking like the meta of the night, at least. At least of the map.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Whoops. Whoops. The 2-foot teleporter. I don't think it's exactly what Elemental Guy wanted. All right, there we go. There we go. Up to the high ground. A little out of sync with the cooldowns there from the Bastion. Zach immediately greets them. We see a big red X from the overhead strike. The auto crits landing. Cave finds Choco, never quite able to get those cooldowns into this exchange. And this fast and furious, I mean, these blender compositions. You throw it in and just put it on puree, man. I mean, this is the blender comp. There you go. Pureed EU takeover. Needs salt. Okay, so hotel rotation. Zach engages right into an air matrix. Not exactly what you were looking for. Those engages are so important. You can see, you think you just go run down the other team, just 3, 2, 1, go. That's exactly what the defense tried to do here, and I mean, it was caught beautifully by the takeover. Now the drop down, retaliation, artillery strike from Cave's gonna fight Sinchuit. Uh-oh, Ginger Rifle could be in trouble. Zero gonna survive through. They do have the bubbles to survive their own mortar shells falling on their head. And the warheads on foreheads will not bother Shikigami. Grab now available, Ant Matrix in play. A little bit of a split here as EU Takeover, I think, tried to bait in a little bit. You can see Choco's playing down in the theater with the wheels down. Loss of Zach, but that's the only kill that the attackers are going to get. But EUT do have that respawn advantage. Let's see if they can get in here before the Vendetta returns. Triplet has gone to taxi their Vendetta back into the fight, but Elemental Guy's already up top. Grab down low to try to swing it in time for the teammates to get back, but we got a Sound Barrier as well as the Immortality Field. Denied many deaths. Cave does kill one at the end, an important one on to Choco. Hero's gonna layer on another. And the Shikigami defense staying tall here. A beautiful grab. Buys just enough time for Triplet to get back in. You force Chef to use their Sound Barrier early. The Sound Barrier and the Immortality Field kind of layered on top of each other, so not max value there. Oh, and now we're gonna get an ambush with the Sundering Strike. That bubble's not gonna protect you! I mean, you can see Choco had Bubble, had Lamp. Sundering will kill all of that first and still kills the Bastion. $33 seconds to go.
30 seconds remaining.
No, the Blender comp is fun. I mean, it's highly aggressive, it's explosive. You gotta time your engages really carefully. I mean, we saw a very poorly timed engage from Shikigami early on this defense and nearly cost him. 2 ticks were picked up from that, only 1 more tick needed. Cave's got an opening pick here on the Chef, though. Nobody behind Sinchut's Ant Matrix. Wheels down from Choco with 1 health. Nobody will make it back to the point. And Shikigami will tie the series.
Play of the game.
Shambali about it. And then why nervous? Oh no. Oh no. Shambali Monastery pick. EU Takeover choosing to go on the defense. This is their first map pick of the night after Shikigami got picked on map 1 and lost on Nepal. We are going to get the Vendetta ban. She will be out. They're finally taking the Gladiator out of this one. EU Takeover have had enough. Let's go play some more classic Brawl. Get you some stats there. Those are not stats. Close. All right, there's some stats. 40 and 7 out of Hero. Dropping the 40 bomb there. 16k out of Cabe in the Bastion. You know, we saw first round, you know, Choco had, you know, 20% more damage output. But once we got into the, you know, once Cabe got in the rhythm of that Bastion, that shifted. That shifted there on Kings. All right. So, well, we'll see how brawling AET are able to get. Shikigami have banned out the Ramatra. Oh, do we get Reinhardt's? Please tell me we get some Reinhardt's. Oh, I'd be so happy. That's wishful thinking. I know. That's some cope. Y'all can't blame me, though, all right? As a Reinhardt player, I would love to see it. But no, we'll just end up sticking with the Zaryas. I have zero doubt. Let's get into Shambali. Oh, I didn't give you prints. It should be about time. Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom, boom, boom. Look at us go.
Stop the pain.
Okay. So the elemental guy pulling out there, comfort pick of the Genji. This is kind of what I associate this player with. And then Zach goes into the Venture, which you love to see. Kind of a signature hero for Zach as well. Chat blow, Triplet will pick up the kills to finish what Zach started on that. And a great aggressive run down. The Shikigami are able to run out Chef right out of the gate with some early oppressive damage. You get that Venture kind of in underneath like a tick, just right on a sweet spot, you know, where it's like, oh, you caught me right under the knee, you know, like that's exactly what the Venture just did there. Zach found a pressure point. Oh, Zach will get popped here though. Elemental guy dashes inside, wheels down on Choco as they round the corner, and they're going to catch Hero coming out of the house. And a good retake here out of the takeover. I guess it's in the name. I'm not in, therefore no ride. Get in there, Seaful! Come on! Okay, I love the Falcon skin with the Falcon's gamer icon and the emerald weapon. That's actually a really good look, Zach. I love this aesthetic. I think we just found our thumbnail. I don't care what happens this match. I think we found our thumbnail. Seaful Noti Ryan map 5. Let's go. All right, watch for an artillery strike. Nicely placed, timed right into the Kitsu. But after those fall, Choco drops down, wheels down. Ant Matrix from Seaboard and gets nothing. It's just too far forward, easily bowled over. EU Takeover are able to kind of build a wall, completely devalue the Ant Matrix. There's a quick re-engage. Zach got the bubble, burrows out. Hero will take that charge up to the front line, 95% towards a grab. Ahead of Captain Iceland on the other side. Elemental guy with a big dive into the back. Wide swing as Choco's going to layer an artillery strike. In with this move. Grab shot surge in from Hero as the blade into the back line. It's going to get the Ajax. Triplet gets cut down. Elemental guy will find Seaboard as well. Zach does have a Tectonic still in play. And Cave is still alive and kicking. Chef is the last one playing. And despite the AJ, they will get the cap. Shikigami will find a point in extra time on the board. Whoa. God, these compositions, even without the Vendetta, these comps are fun. Choco bubbled, engaging. Mini drop down. No cycling here, just all in. Grab finds 3. Defense will win a fight with that. Choco drops with bubble. I think Hero actually fell back and was absorbing the pressure out of the Bastion, but the rest of the team was around the corner up top. Eats the grab, beautifully caught by Ginger. Great recognition. Live in hell or live in hell could be read either way. I appreciate the follow. Like, as a drummer from a rock band, live in hell sounds, I mean, just sounds metal, you know? I'm just saying. Reaper Swamp, speaking of metal, Edgelord in play. I heard a Ketsu from Sin Shoot. Yeah, that'll get the job done. Defense holds. A couple of fight wins in a row here for the EUT. 2 minutes remain. Who has rank 1 drip in Master League? Ooh, I love that question. Honestly, I love that question. I don't know, but I'm going to be looking now. Artillery strike from Choco. I do respect, I mean, I don't know if Zach is like rank 1 of the league drip here with the green Vendetta and the Emerald gun, but I do really like it. It might be drip in the lobby right now. Unfortunately, you know, you can't win team fights with drip. You win them with guns. If you're not Ajaxing, you're not trying. There you go. From somebody with more than a couple Lucio hours. This is a good quote, Neptune. Good quote. All right, wheels down. No aggressive drop down from Choco this time. We're going to let Ginger hold the line. There was a grab. We're going to get the hold him in plays combo. Oh, almost made it, Cape. Almost. I don't know what to call it. It's not the big bang. Obviously, that's the pulse bomb. Bigger bang is self-destruct. So I don't know what to call grab with artillery strike. Like, there's got to be a good combo name in there. Tectonic shot. Gonna buy you some space around this corner. It's not gonna get you all the way around the corner. Choco has their second perk in. Sound barriers down. Death Blossom in play from Elemental Kai. And Kitsu layer on top with 12 seconds to go. It is 4 or 5 ultimates all layered on top of each other. I'm not sure Triplet got that sound barrier down either, to be perfectly honest. But when you can just sit there with 5 ultimates to that final 5, really good economy from EET that whole time. You're able to just win with 1 and 2 ultimates here and there. Setting the pace, how we saw them winning at map 1, really taking the aggression, even from, not even, especially from a defensive standpoint. Bottom 3, Juno Skin, and it isn't 2 or 1. I always nominate Lampent Tracer. Lampent Tracer does have some drip. I can't argue that. Who had the Hanzo? We had a Hanzo recently, and I was like, okay, that's badass. Somebody had a really, really good looking Hanzo. Was it Flash Attack? Was it Flash Attack's Hanzo? Like, was just super sick. I know Flash Attack is a Hanzo player. I don't remember if it was their Hanzo that I'm thinking of. I'd say so far Zach has drip in the lobby that we've seen. I'm glad I'm not the only one who actually appreciates this. Like, as an artist, I actually really, I love it. I really do. I always have. Oh, Cave loses the bubble war on that one. I mean, there is a certain amount of, you're just playing chicken here. Like, this is just, I mean, this is a demolition derby where it's, I mean, you just get two cars beefed up, kind of meant to destroy each other, just smash together head first. Head on. Oh, good re-engage. Honestly, not a bad time for an ad break. It's not the worst. Ooh. I say that. I was casting my ass off there at the end of that fight. I mean, spark skins are solid. Looks, you know, better on some heroes than others. Oh god, hero. I don't know, Hero just got greedy on that corner. If they just didn't track Kitsu, but Sinshun's able to just round that corner and flatten Shikigami with that. They looked completely unaware. Maybe with just, had already gotten early picks, didn't expect that to come so soon would be my guess. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I was kind of flipping my eyes back and forth between chat here. So the pace of that felt a little weird. And it, I mean, Shikigami clearly were not expecting that. Triplet can't get out of the artillery strike. The response from Cabe looked like to hit Hero more than it hit Ginger. Cabe does actually kill Choco, and we got a 20-centimeter contest, but it is temporary. And I mean, capital T in temporary. Around the corner with Grav Death Blossom is the Elemental Guy Reaper swap. Seems to have done the trick. Nobody runs Cobra Commander Reaper. Or that would be #1 drip for me. I don't know. I'm still torn on what mythic gun to get, like, or what kind of colors to get for the mythic gun for Reaper. I actually think gold looks best. All right, drop down. Ginger has the grab, and it's another gargantuan grab. Ginger is just starting galaxies here. Unfortunately, Seaborn had the answer there. The Kitsu is perfect this time around. Zach makes their own Reaper swap. So once again, we're gonna get the takeover. We're kind of determining the meta, but Shikigami do mirror, and after, you know, kind of a bit of a sluggish start, kind of find their rhythm with it. Yeah, I mean, this is very much the blender comp. This is very much the blender comp. This is gonna be a two-player grab unless there's somebody else caught inside. Doesn't look like it, but you know what? You got Choco, you got Ginger. That's more than enough. I mean, you end up with 4 there at the end of the day. A very, very fast fight. So many team fights, too. Like, there's just a wicked number of team fights. It does allow for some cheeky moves because you know teams are moving fast. So we've seen some crazy ambushes here. Zach is kind of set up in a fun spot. Zach is going to drop down, gets the bubble, sound barrier in play. Triplet does have the answer, and this one actually hits the battlefield. But Zach is stuck in a very bad spot. Elemental Guy's just gonna Death Blossom right on top of him. Zach was cornered, had no cooldowns. Elemental Guy's like, fine, I'm just gonna Q. Dance on your dead body. The takeover will win one of probably 2 fights needed to take. I don't even know if they're gonna need a second fight, to be honest. We're gonna get a pause. This is a Shikigami pause. Look how many deaths we've had for 11 minutes of gameplay. 11 minutes of gameplay. And we've got that many deaths in the battlefield. Like, this is crazy fast. Elemental Guy waiting through the archway. Kitsu tried to layer on top, but that was a sloppy engage. But as you see, Zach is able to trade themselves on the other side. The advantage for Shikigami, but oh, they had lost Hero. No one able to get back to the point. So even though a couple of kills had gone in Shikigami's favor, they lost their tank, they lost their anchor, or they've lost the lead in this series. I guess they didn't really have the lead, but you get my point. This was not the comp we practiced. This is last minute because Nodi got sick. Oh, gotcha. Runasapi pick her out of Shikigami. We kind of already saw some stats from that. I mean, just an enormous amount of deaths. Crazy how fast this is. And no more Vendetta ban either, right? And this is going to be a wild map for this comp. What do you ban out if you're Shiki? What's beating you? I mean, do you ban the Reaper? Do you ban the Bastion? The Reaper is just a fill-in for the Vendetta, right? Do you ban the Bastion and try to force the Soj again? Try to get K back into the Soj? You try to change the tank matchup, right? Or, you know, you try to get Ginger off the Zarya and see if you can shift that. You're gonna ban a Juno. Interesting. I'm not sure what to make of that. I don't know if that's just a support protect or if they know something I don't, but I'm not sure what to make of that. We'll go ahead and plug it in, take a look at some stats there from map 3. To be fair, it took them a while to make that decision too. It kind of just feels like a protect. Final stats from map 3 end up with, I mean, EUT definitely have the advantage in teamfight wins, but it doesn't feel like a whole lot. The max elims, the average elims are a little higher. Your max elims feel even more high. I'm looking at the 34 and the 35 out of Ginger and Elemental. And you have 3 people with 10 deaths there from Shiki. I mean, you definitely had a few more fight wins. It was the ult economy. It was the ult economy on that defense that I really think did it. It doesn't seem to be any one person that's standing out to me on the stat card so much as I think just really good macro. I mean, and it was a good map choice from, you know, going into Shambali Monastery, banning out. I'm hitting the wrong button here. Banning out the Vendetta. It was a Juno ban from Shiki. It was a Sojourn ban. Okay. So it is, in fact, going to be EU Takeover who ban out the Sojourn. I'm wondering, I mean, is this a missed opportunity? I mean, the Vendetta had already been... But the Vendetta was banned by EU Takeover. I think you turn around and ban the Vendetta again. Honestly. I think if... we'll see. We'll see. Does this turn around and hurt Shikigami? Or is K perfectly happy to fall right into the Bastion and try to force this map 5 with the double flex DPS look? We are going back into the Blender comp, double flex DPS. Elemental guy sticking with the Reaper, though. We're getting no Vendetta out of the EUT. Hero looks like they're in a bit of trouble. It has been a bloody exchange early as these first fights have been, but once again, and as we have consistently said, the EU Takeover will win first fight here. They have won so many first fights across tonight. Seems like every early advantage has gone their way, from early caps on control, early fights on Shambali for setups and things like that. They've won a lot of these opening fights, which has helped in their macro. Not too big a disparity between the two macros right now. Cabe actually leading in the artillery strikes, which have got a surprising amount of value tonight, to be honest. Like, holy crap. I don't think I've ever seen so many kills from artillery strikes. Oh, let's look inside. Heroes made a move. Okay, it was forced back out the corner. Chaco will not let Zach finish that overhead. Back-to-back team fights here from the EUT. This is going to be a 90-second checkpoint. They're going to leave bot and back up the corner. Elemental guy has swift step, so we'll just push it as far as they can. Yep, and then just swift step out. There's the chase down. But you leave Ginger on the corner, is able to hold that down. Chaco was set up on the opposite side. Shiki makes the read. It was late, though. They are able to recover and find a pick. Seaboard's still low in the back, and Ginger will go find that kill. Artillery strike over the top, though, and I think that was enough to devalue the EUT Kitsu. I think Seaboard was their only loss through that exchange. See if they're able to get their carry back in this fight. Yeah, Seaborn, swift step back up. Close spawns have it canceled. Zac goes in. Sundering blow over the bubble. Looking to kill Ginger. Oh, yeah, that'll just smash through that Zarya. Kitsu from Seaborn in play as well. So it's a 2-ult investment. Back-to-back fight wins, this time out of Shikigami. First 2 fights go the way of EUT. Second 2 fights go to Shiki. We've had 4 team fights in 3 minutes. And of course, having to fight back from a deficit, Shiki, it will take them 3 team fight wins to find an equalizer and to find a checkpoint here. A little guy hanging out on the corner. Sorry, that was a little bit awkward looking with the overlay there. Chaco is the only one caught in the Graviton Surge. Sound Barrier and Suzu there to keep him alive. So we're going to get the Sound Barrier on the other side, but the Death Blossom from Elemental Guy just destroys everybody caught in that. It was a much bigger grab out of Captain Iceland. Caught 4 in there. And there wasn't enough Sound Barriers in the world going to keep you alive through that. And it's where we see kind of that opening fight, consistent opening fights going the way of the EUT. And how it's played out here. So they're able to protect their lead. Bubble on top of Chaco to defend against the artillery strike. Kitsu in play, wheels down from Chaco around the corner. Hero looking to scamper away. Managed to make it back up, rotate to window. But the bot has crossed the checkpoint, looking to go in. Zac slides in, bubble on top of him. Chaco artillery strike, layered in on both of them. Hero uses the bubble and then layered in a Suzu to help them survive that. Really nicely played there out of Seaborn. But Cabe and Hero are both very, very low. Zac as well, actually. Cabe and Zac is who I was seeing. And the EU Takeover will win out the fight there in the second stage. Shikigami survived the first onslaught, but we're never quite able to recover. Rank 1 on Tracer and Hero of the Storm. Actually, Seafull, actual rank 1 on Tracer and Hero of the Storm. That would be hilarious. Aggressive placement here. Shikigami, they're pulling the trigger on this one. Taking the initiative. Winning the fight. It's not flawless. But you know what? A nice little triplet out of triplet. Let's go. Going back, you know. S tier taxis. Let's go, triplet. Let's go. I do like this drip, I will say. The skin always reminds me of Theomatic. I don't know why. The picture down, like, when Theo had dreads, I swear the profile pic of that Lucio looks like Theo with dreads. I swear to God. But I do like that drip. I think it's a cool skin with the purple, with the galactic cover. Anyway. The jump up from Cabe to avoid the artillery strike goes into the backline to win the duel over Chaco. Back on the home front, Hero does fall. But that will be the only one. And Shikigami do finally get this cart over the line with back-to-back fight wins going in their favor this time around. Bash and Zarya Reaper are being played. And yet, Zac's still getting some work done. All right, grabs from both teams. Both are going to come out immediately. Artillery strike there from Cabe. Give me the difference maker here. Layered on top. Neither sound barrier actually used. Triplet dies before they're able to find it. Which I think turned out to be a fortuitous turn here for Shikigami. So they win a pivotal fight there in the middle of the map. Right as we approach the 3-minute mark. Now, for one of the few times today we see an economic favor there for Shikigami. I don't know if that's the right phrasing. You know what I mean, though. Better ult economy. Triplet's going to drop to the sound barrier. Zac goes dropping into the back line. That's a big overhead strike. Oh, you should have stayed on Chef. You had that Ajax. You had that Ajax, Zac. Oh, Death Blossom now in play, though. As the sounds hit. That Ajax would have been fight turning, but it is still Shikigami who are holding this 4v4. Backing away. I don't know if we have any, but we have a Suzu. Seaborn got the Suzu down just to save themselves. Shikigami have pulled back in their slingshot. Are they going to strike true once they sling forward? Should I say spring forward? Yeah, don't just try not to look at the kill feed. I genuinely think I should just turn it off until they get it fixed. We can just learn to live without it. We can learn to watch what's happening, and I'll try to do my best to catch it on screen. The Sundering Blade from Zach is, yeah, just puts Choco in a bad spot and try to converge on Ginger, and I think Hero's got it. Yeah. Cinch gets the Kitsu in super late, and this economy continues to go to shambles here at EU. Shikigami economy on top. Grab solo onto Choco. Once again, we're gonna get the Cave combo. And it was just a two-player re-engage. That, I mean, okay, I don't know if you're just trying to get ult out. You do get the combo out. But that felt very disjointed out of EUT. I mean, almost like, hey, are they just GG going next in here? What do you got? You got a grab to work with. Ginger's grabs have been, I mean, just gargantuan all day long. Elemental Guy's trying to chase Cave out of the window, but has to Wraith form and get a bubble to get out of there. Grab goes forward, does find 3, if not 4. There's 4 in there. Elemental Guy will find a pick. The sound barrier is late, but Elemental Guy themselves gets cut down. And Cave is able to find a 2-piece, make it 3 here on the back of the fight. This is going to be Shikigami continuing to push forward with 4 or 5 team fight wins in a row here from the team in red. And our 20 seconds from forcing a map 5. There's the bubble, there's the engage. You have DPS ults is what you've got to work with if you're EUT. And Zach comes from behind and cuts through your Reaper. Chef down as well. You're not going to get that sound barrier out. Map 5, here we come. Suravasa picked out of EUT. Cassidy banned out immediately. This is decisive. Let's look at some stats there from map 4. They did not swap sides when they got their map pick on Shambali Monastery. EUT stayed on the defense there for that map 2. Map 3, rather. Runasapi, 41-4 out of K. 12k damage, leads the lobby. Woo! 40 bum out of Cave in that. Like, wow. Okay. Told y'all Cave was very comfortable in that Bastion. I asked Phoner about Bastion skins at one point because, you know, Phoner is known for their Sombra, but actually really likes Bastion. And I was like, I use Lego Bastion. This was before Bumblebee Bastion was available, by the way. Bumblebee Bastion, like, whoa, top tier. Would Bumblebee Bastion be like best skin of the year in our Golden Winstons? I don't know. But I told Phoner I used Lego Bastion, and they were like, "No, that's weird. That's weird." And here you go. Here's Cabe rocking a Lego Bastion and drops the 40 bomb with it. All right, I feel vindicated. I'm just saying, I feel vindicated. All right, do we get the Seafull Reinhardt in for map 5? Don't tease me, Seafull. I say you in chat. Don't tease me. Don't tease me with that. 2% believers in Shiki. 2% rewarded here after some early Budget bets going against Shiki at the top of this series. Did our Shiki believers get their money back? Do they stay strong going into map 5? Yeah, no, you don't understand though. You don't understand. This is the Midori spirit though. This is the team that went through like 9 map 5s last season or whatever it was. All right, this team breathes map 5s. This is not the same Shiki curse that you used to know, all right? This is the Midori map 5 spirit. This, I mean, go either way here. I'm just saying, go either way. Oh, all right. And Shiki finally dropped the Zarya ban. This will make things interesting. Finally dropped the Zarya ban in their map 5. Let's go. Map 5, Suravasa. Zarya ban out of Shiki. Cassidy ban out of EUT. Hype moments out of yours truly. Let's go. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Market.
Okay. So for Shikigami, it's not just a teleport out of spawn and a swap. We are sticking with the Symmetra here. Interesting. So we've also got a Ginger Rifle Junker Queen on the other side, which I've seen the Junker Queen. I also love this skin. You know what? This is some drip right here. I love this skin. And it looks really, really good with the Galactic Weapon. But this composition's very strange. I've seen the JQ paired with the Vendetta because the shout works so well with the Vendetta engages. And we see that we're going into a far more traditional composition here. We've got hit scans on the battlefield from both sides, actually, for the first time today. Been 2 very separate strategies. Now, just because Sigma isn't like super Sigma, still got a buff compared to Season 19. Is still doing significant damage, even though they can't just get the 1 rock kill anymore. Even though that got nerfed in 3 days. Sigma still puts out a boatload of damage. So very different strategies from the tank in response to the Zarya ban. Zach will melt through Ginger. JQ does still have one of your lower health pools. You got to be cautious of that. Hero rocks Elemental guy out of the sky. Chairs. Nails and chairs all around, PK. Nails and chairs all around. Flails. Flails? I don't know why that's funny. That's good.
This ends now.
Please tell me Flails is an actual emote. Chef goes down early in this fight. They were close to an ultimate, too. Chaco just doesn't really get much other than some equipment with that ultimate. Now Hero's able to push out, lands the creation, the follow-up on the Ginger. And this will be a Shikigami opening flashpoint win here on Market. Okay, so got some sidelines down the street here towards Chaco Elemental. I think Elemental dropped there as the deflect. Yep. I was going to say, you saw Elemental guy position themselves in front of Chaco to escort them up to make sure that EUT still had a bit of a foothold here in this opening 20 seconds for the next point for the movie card. One more Ginger is going to have a Rampage. We'll watch for the Rampage and the Kitsu into this fight. That's going to be the Kitsu to open things up. Photon Barrier out of Zach, and Cave's got an OC in play as well. Hard to use this Kitsu to push past that giant shield. Cave's already picked up one. Easy secure onto the Junker Queen. And the first fight went out of Shiki. So far, I feel like they've been pretty flawless. Yeah, only 4 deaths so far out of Shikigami. Elemental guy eats a rock down low. You're gonna get that deflect forced early. Rest of the team still looking to set up to engage. The Elemental guy positioned over the top as the Rampage comes in down low. Triplet with the sound barrier hits everybody. And the flux from Hero He's going to put Ginger Rifle right back into the spawn counter. There is a blade in play, but it just gets nada shut down. You're trying to just... Might as well have been swiping against that boulder with that katana. Flawless fight win once again. We're almost flawless. Looks like we had to go get a taxi for Cabe. 65%. We will get a third fight here. This is what I was talking about at the top of the map. You don't typically see 3 solid team fights, but these compositions are moving fast. We did get a swap from Ginger onto the Ramatra. The boop in. Beautiful boop out of Chef. That got your immortality field, I believe, out of Seaborn as well as the Ant Matrix. Rotation from Cincher around coastal side, trying to play around this, but beautiful shooting out of Seaborn. Lands the triple shot, forces Chaco back with like 20 health. Cable will find the final blow. Shikigami is in control of Garden and are going to 100-0 this second flashpoint. Hey, give me my icons.
Next flashpoint, Temple.
Chimchar, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Temple is a very, very good spawn for EUT. They needed this. They can now kind of set up with a defender's advantage, position themselves to take the fight on their terms, or at least where they want to. We'll see Shikigami kind of have the control of the timing, as they're going to go ahead and just push back to coast immediately. Chaco with an OC. What do you want to do? You want to hold that long sideline on coast? No, it's going to be a rotation towards the front. Try to grab the high ground, perhaps. Zach has made the read. Teleports up here to intercept while Hero's going to fly in with the ultimate. Catches Chaco. All eyes are on the Sojourn, but they're able to duck back around the pillar, drop the overclock, and re-engage onto this point. Looking for Cabe on the outside. They'll land one shot, but now turn their attentions to the front line, where Zach melts them with the photon barrier, the photon cannon, whatever this gun is called. Photon cannon's actually the Zarya, but with the Symmetra beam. Damn it. Ginger goes down, but I feel like EUT are still on top of this fight. Hard to tell, to be honest. Cave, Ned's going to drop an OC. Now they most definitely are not. Shikigami will take control right back, as Elemental Guy has returned on the Vendetta. 55% has been acquired from EUT, but Shikigami does win out the fight. Ginger gets the perk and then swaps to the Ramatra. Off of the gorgeous Junker Queen. I do love that skin. It's one of my favorite thumbnails I've ever done was that skin. I think it was probably Ginger, to be honest. Seymour drops an Ant Matrix trying to hold that right side. Ginger's going to approach from the other side with the Annihilation and the Sound Barrier, but Zach is fully charged. Just right in the face and the boop off the side. You got corralled by Zach. Triplet puts you into the slaughterhouse. Shikigami win a very important fight. We did get a sneaky little flip underneath in the losing fight there from from EUT. Which is important, because if they get control here, they can actually just win this flashpoint with one team fight. At 55%, I think that's all they're going to get, to be honest. Nothing to fend off this Kitsu. You got to take down Hero fast, though, because a big flux could just flip this immediately. Zach's teleporter, it looks to be a bait. Cinch is going to use the Swift Step early in the fight. There's the Kitsu in play. Can Chaco find anything with this? They go leaping into it, trying to find value, but Elemental Guy's the one who goes down first. Now comes Hero there with that ultimate. They whiff on it. They get nothing. Good play from Rifle to get around the corner. Dodges the Gravitic Flux. Photon Barrier in play. The Nemesis form from Ginger to try to keep him alive, though. And an OC from Cave. Might just be the backbreaker in the series. Cave finds one. Cave finds two. Shikigami will take the win. The Elemental Guy will get cut down. And man, this was close. You're going to get a last-second touch. But Shikigami, hang on, move to 4-1 here in Season 7 as they win this incredible Map 5.
Play of the game.
Yeah, Shikigami kind of became a lock there at the end, and we're looking more and more like the top 4 squad that we were expecting coming into Season 7. Cabe, 25-3, 8.1k damage, leading your DPS. It is Hero at 21-2, tied for fewest deaths and has top damage. I think I'm going to give Cabe your player of the match. I mean, you see, top damage here, even though we see that Shambali Monastery does go to EUT. Cabe was a consistent threat, was able to match. Also top damage in the map 2 victory as well. But, Cabe adjusted into the Bastion, fell into the Bastion that was initially shown by EUT. And I think Cabe made the adjustments, kind of went into this double flex DPS look. And we'll get our player of the match here today. I think that 40 bomb on the map 4 Runasapi, I think really, this 41-4 with 12.6k damage, I think really solidified it. But for the most part, I mean, leaded damage in most of these maps was either gold, if not gold, was silver, right? It was silver damage map 1, gold damage map 2. We're talking about over your tanks too, right? Over Zarya's, who are just putting out truckloads of damage. Gold damage map 3, gold damage map 4, gold damage, silver damage map 5 behind the tank. So, I mean, yeah, it wasn't just the 40 bomb. It was a fantastic performance from Cabe all around. Just an enormous amount of damage output.